It's not cheating if we never said we were exclusive, she argued after I found the texts. You're right, I agreed, and started dating her sister. Now her family invites me to Thanksgiving, and her parents said she's not welcome if she makes it weird. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, title says it all, but if you're here for the full tea, grab a snack because this one's a slow burn family drama with a side of sweet, sweet irony. I'm 28am, and up until a few months ago, I was in what I thought was a committed relationship with Emily, 26F. We've been together for 2 years, living in a cozy apartment in a mid-sized Midwest city. I work in marketing, decent job, steady pay, and I've always been the reliable type. You know, the guy who plans date nights, remembers anniversaries, and picks up the slack when life gets tough. Emily, she's a graphic designer, creative and spontaneous, which I loved about her. Or at least, I thought I did. Let me back up and paint the picture of how loyal I was. Because honestly, looking back, it makes the betrayal sting even more. When we met at a mutual friend's barbecue, it was instant chemistry. She was going through a rough patch. Her freelance gigs were drying up, and she was stressed about bills. I stepped up. I helped her update her portfolio, even connected her with some contacts from my job. 6 months in, she lost a big client and couldn't make rent, so I suggested she move in with me. We'll figure it out together, I said. And we did. I covered most of the expenses while she rebuilt her career. Flashback to last winter. She had a family crisis. Her parents were going through a messy divorce, and I drove her 3 hours each way to her hometown every weekend for 2 months straight. I skipped my own work happy hours, put off hanging with my buddies, all to be there for her. I even cooked her favorite meals when she was down, like that cheesy pasta bake she craved after long days. I wasn't perfect, but I was all in. No games, no side flings. I talked about our future, trips we'd take, maybe a house someday. She seemed on board, or at least she said she was. We'd cuddle up watching shows, and she'd whisper things like, "You're my rock." It felt real. But apparently, it wasn't exclusive in her mind. Fast forward to about 4 months ago. It was a random Tuesday evening. Emily was in the shower, and her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping. Honestly, I picked it up thinking it might be her mom, since the divorce stuff was still raw. But the notification preview hit me like a gut punch, a text from Jake Work with a heart emoji. Last night was fire. Can't wait for round 2. Send more pics? Winking face, my heart sank. Jake was her coworker, some slick sales guy at her design firm. I'd met him once at a company happy hour, tall, flashy watch, the kind of dude who name drops his weekend adventures. I scrolled back a bit. Yeah, I know. But at that point, the trust was cracking. Texts going back weeks, flirty banter, inside jokes, and yeah, some explicit photos she'd sent him. Plans to meet up after work, lies about late nights at the office. One message from her, "You're so much more exciting than my routine at home." Ouch. I sat there on the couch, phone in hand, feeling the world tilt. Confusion washed over me first. Had I missed signs? Was I that blind? Then the hurt kicked in. Deep and unfair. I'd given up so much for us, and this? But I didn't rage or smash anything. I just breathed, put the phone down exactly as I'd found it. When she came out of the shower, towel drying her hair, she saw my face and froze. "What's wrong?" she asked, all innocent. I held up her phone. "Jake, the texts." Care to explain? She didn't deny it. Didn't even look that guilty at first. She sat down across from me, sighing like I was the one being dramatic. "Okay, fine. We've been hanging out. But it's not a big deal." "Not a big deal? You've been sleeping with him, Emily. That's cheating." She rolled her eyes, actually rolled them, and crossed her arms. "It's not cheating if we never said we were exclusive. We never had that talk, remember? I mean, we've been together 2 years, but I didn't think we were, like, locked in. Jake he gets my creative side. We vibe on projects, and it turned into more. You're overreacting." I stared at her, the words twisting in my gut. "We live together. I support you. We talk about the future. That doesn't scream exclusive to you." "Look," she said, her tone turning smug, like she was explaining something obvious to a child. "Monogamy is outdated for some people. I need space to explore, to feel alive. You've been great, but it's all so predictable." Jake challenges me. He takes me on spontaneous trips, pushes my boundaries. You're safe, comfortable, but I deserve excitement. If you can't handle that, maybe we're not right. Her words landed like slaps, dismissive, cruel, wrapped in this twisted logic that made it sound like I was the problem for expecting loyalty. So you're choosing him? Just like that. She shrugged. I'm not choosing anyone. But yeah, I think we should take a break. You can stay here until you find a place, but I'm going to keep seeing Jake. It's my life. I nodded slowly, the silence stretching. Part of me wanted to argue, to point out every sacrifice, every late-night talk where she'd promised we were in this together. But what was the point? Begging? No, that wasn't me. You're right, I said calmly. We never defined it. So okay, we're done. Her eyes widened a bit, like she expected a fight. Wait, that's it. No yelling? No trying to win me back. What's there to win? You made your choice clear. I stood up, grabbed my keys. I'll pack my stuff tomorrow. Enjoy your freedom. And that was it. I walked out for a drive, letting the night air clear my head. No tears, no outbursts, just a quiet detachment settling in. The unfairness gnawed at me that night, alone in my car. Why me? I'd been the good guy, and she threw it away like trash. But fighting wouldn't change her. So I didn't. Update. All right, Reddit, if you're still with me, this is where things get interesting. After that confrontation, I didn't ghost her completely, at first. I came back the next day, packed my essentials into a couple of duffel bags while she was at work, and left a note. Rent's paid through the month. Good luck. No drama, no final speech. I crashed on a buddy's couch for a week, then found a small studio apartment downtown. It was basic, but mine. For the first time in years, I focused on me. The days after were rough, I'll admit. I'd wake up replaying her words. Predictable. Safe. It hurt, making me question everything. Flashback to a month before the discovery. I'd surprised her with tickets to an art exhibit she mentioned once, drove us there, held her hand as she gushed about the pieces. Now, that memory felt tainted. I sat with the confusion, the silence heavy. Why hadn't I seen the signs? Her late nights, the way she'd hide her phone. But I didn't wallow publicly. No social media rants. No bad-mouthing to mutual friends. I hit the gym, picked up running again. Things I'd let slide to make time for her. Work-wise, I threw myself into projects, and it paid off. My boss noticed, and I landed a small promotion with a raise. It wasn't huge, but it felt like a win, a step toward rebuilding. Emily, she didn't reach out right away. In fact, for the first couple of weeks, it was radio silence from her end. I heard through the grapevine, mutual friends, that she was flaunting her new chapter online. Posts about weekend getaways with Jake, captions like living free and fierce woman dancing #NoStrings. It stung, seeing her act like our 2 years were nothing. But I didn't engage. Deleted the apps, focused on my routine. That's when Sarah entered the picture. Sarah, 25F, is Emily's younger sister. I'd met her a few times, family holidays, that sort of thing. She's a teacher, grounded and kind, with a dry sense of humor that always cracked me up. After the breakup, Emily's parents, who I'd grown close to during their divorce drama, invited me to their anniversary dinner. "You're still family to us," her dad said over the phone. Emily wasn't thrilled, but she didn't protest much, at least not then. At the dinner, Sarah and I ended up seated next to each other. We chatted about books, travel dreams, the usual. No flirting at first. It was just easy conversation. But there was a spark. A week later, she texted me, got my number from her mom, asking for book recommendations. We met for coffee, and it clicked. She knew about the breakup. Emily had spun it as mutual, but she didn't pry. "I'm sorry it ended like that," she said simply. "You deserve better." We started dating casually. Nothing vengeful on my part. It felt genuine. Sarah was the opposite of Emily. Appreciative, straightforward. She'd laugh at my dumb jokes, plan thoughtful outings. For the first time, I felt valued without having to prove it constantly. We kept it low-key at first, out of respect for the family dynamic. But word got back to Emily eventually. That's when karma started its slow roll. About 2 months post-breakup, I got the first text from Emily. "Hey, heard you're talking to Sarah? That's weird. Can we meet up? Miss our talks." I didn't respond right away. Why now? Turns out, things with Jake were crumbling. From what Sarah told me, she heard it from their mom. Jake was never serious. He saw Emily as a fun fling, but he had a girlfriend on the side. When that blew up, he ghosted Emily hard, left her hanging after a weekend trip, even stuck her with the hotel bill. Her job? Office gossip about the affair tanked her reputation. She got passed over for a promotion and was on thin ice. Freelance gigs dried up again, and she was scraping by. Her texts escalated. A few days after the first. Seriously, ignoring me? That's mature. Jake was a mistake. I see that now. You were always there for me. Let's grab coffee and talk it out. Still, I kept it minimal. Replied once. Not interested. Moved on. That lit the fuse. She called me that night, voice shaky at first. Hi, it's me, she said when I picked up. Please don't hang up. I messed up, okay? Jake used me. He's unstable, always partying, never committed. I thought it was exciting, but it was toxic. Remember how good we were. You supported me through everything. I need that again. My life's falling apart, bills piling up, friends ditching me because of the drama. Come on, give us another shot. I stayed calm, voice even. Emily, you said it wasn't cheating because we weren't exclusive. You wanted freedom. You got it. But that was stupid. I was wrong. You're the stable one, the guy who makes things work. Sarah, that's just rebound crap. She's my sister. How could you? Hypocritical much? You chose Jake over me. Sarah and I. That's real. No games. She paused. Then her tone shifted, desperate to angry. You're stealing my family now? Mom and Dad keep asking about you, saying you're such a good guy. It's bullshit. You're doing this to hurt me. Not about you anymore, I said firmly. This is my life. She hung up, but the attempts didn't stop. Her best friend, some toxic enabler named Lisa, texted me next. Dude, you're being petty AF. Emily's hurting. Man up and talk to her. Family's complicated, but dating her sister? Low blow. I ignored it. Then Emily's mom called, initially on Emily's behalf. Honey, Emily's in a bad spot. She's regretful. Maybe hear her out. But after I explained my side, calmly, no trash talking, the mom flipped. I had no idea it was that bad. You've always been respectful. If you're happy with Sarah, we're happy for you. From then on, the parents sided with us. Invited Sarah and me to family brunches. Even helped me move into a better apartment. Emily, she became the outsider, her manipulation exposed. Friends stopped defending her when the full story spread. Mutual acquaintances whispered about how she'd played me. As Thanksgiving neared, her desperation peaked. More texts, apologetic ones like, I can't stop thinking about us. Please, let's fix this. Then furious, you're a joke. Enjoy my sloppy seconds with Sarah. You'll regret this when she sees the real you. I blocked her after that. Focused on my growth, new hobbies, stronger friendships, a relationship with Sarah that felt effortless. She appreciated the little things, like how I'd supported her family. You're not predictable, she'd say. You're dependable. That's rare. Meanwhile, Emily unraveled further. Got laid off after a blowout at work. Moved back in with her parents temporarily. Isolated, broke, reputation in tatters. Karma didn't need my help. It just happened. Update. By now, Reddit, you can probably guess where this is headed. 3 months after the breakup, Emily's life was in freefall, and her attempts to reel me back and went from subtle to straight up unhinged. I'd blocked her number after that angry text barrage, but she found ways around it. New numbers, emails, even showing up places she knew I'd be. Her friends kept chiming in too, those toxic enablers who'd probably cheered her on during the affair. One of them, Lisa again, left a voicemail. You're destroying her, you know that? Dating her sister is twisted. Grow up and fix what you broke. I deleted it without a second thought. What I broke? Nah, that was all her. Sarah and I were solid by then. We'd gone on a few low-key trips, a weekend hike in the nearby hills, a visit to a local bookstore festival. She opened up about how Emily had always been the dramatic one in the family, manipulating situations to her advantage. She'd borrow my clothes without asking, then act like I was the petty one for wanting them back, Sarah said once, laughing it off. But it made sense. Emily's twisted logic wasn't new. Me? I was thriving. The promotion at work led to more responsibility, but the good kind. I started a side gig consulting for small businesses on marketing, pulling in extra cash. Life felt balanced, free from the eggshells I'd walked on with Emily. But Emily wasn't done. Her mid-desperation phase hit about a week after I blocked her. She emailed me from a work address, subject line, "Please read this." The body was a wall of text, apologies mixed with sob stories. I can't believe how bad things got with Jake. He was abusive, emotionally, always making me feel small, then disappearing for days. I lost my job because of the rumors. He spread them to cover his ass. Now I'm crashing on a friend's couch, scraping by with odd gigs. Remember when you helped me through tough times? I need that guy back. I'm sorry for everything. Let's meet, just talk. I didn't reply. What was there to say? Her karma was her own doing. But she escalated. 2 days later, she showed up at my new apartment. Must have gotten the address from a mutual. I opened the door, and there she was, eyes red-rimmed, hair messy, looking nothing like the confident woman who'd dismissed me months ago. "Can I come in?" she asked, voice trembling. "Just for a minute. Please." I stepped aside, but kept it professional, arms crossed, no inviting gestures. "Make it quick." She paced the living room, wringing her hands. "Okay, look, I know I screwed up. Badly. Saying we weren't exclusive was bullshit. I was scared of committing, but Jake made me see how good I had it with you. You're stable, kind. I threw it away for excitement that wasn't real. Now everything's gone. Job, friends, even mom and dad are distant. They keep talking about you and Sarah like you're the golden couple. It's killing me. Give me another chance. I'll cut off Jake, therapy, whatever. We can fix this." Her words dripped with hypocrisy. The same woman who'd called me predictable now begging for my stability. I shook my head. "Emily, you justified cheating with freedom. You got it. I'm not your safety net anymore. But I love you," she burst out, tears starting. "I see that now. She's copying me, trying to one-up. Tell her to back off. We're meant to be." "That's rich," I said evenly. "You discarded me like I was nothing. Sarah values what you took for granted. This isn't about fixing anything. It's over." She shifted from pleading to pissed in seconds, face flushing. "Oh, so now you're the victim? You moved on to my sister to spite me. That's low. Mom and dad are blind. They think you're perfect, but you're just manipulative. If you don't end it with her, I'll make sure everyone knows what a creep you are. Threats now? Shows your true colors." I opened the door. "Time to go." She stormed out, muttering curses. That encounter left me unshaken, more like validated. Her desperation was pathetic, a far cry from the smug dismissal in our kitchen. But it wasn't over. Peak desperation came a week later, right before Thanksgiving. Sarah and I were at a small gathering with mutual friends, people who'd known both sisters. Emily crashed it, uninvited, cornering us by the snack table. "What the hell?" she hissed, glaring at Sarah first. "You're my sister. How could you steal my ex? Family doesn't do that." Sarah stayed calm. "Emily, this isn't the place." But Emily turned to me, voice rising. "And you, parading around with her like I don't exist. I poured my heart out, and you ignore me? Jake dumped me flat, said I was too clingy. Now I'm alone, broke, and you two are playing house? Stop this now. Tell her it's a mistake. We can go back to how it was." Friends stared, the room going quiet. Her hypocrisy hung in the air. She betrayed me publicly with posts about Jake, but now accused us of betrayal. I met her eyes, voice steady. "Emily, you ended us. Chose your path. Sarah and I. That's none of your business. Go home. You'll regret this," she snapped, tears streaming. "When she sees you're boring, she'll leave too. And I'll be there laughing." Sarah squeezed my hand as Emily left in a huff. Whispers started, friends finally seeing her manipulation. One even said to me later, "Dude, you dodged a bullet." It felt like the power had fully flipped. She was desperate, unraveling, while I stood firm, emotionally miles ahead. Final update. Thanksgiving rolled around, and it was the perfect storm for closure. Emily's parents had invited Sarah and me weeks earlier, making it clear, "You're welcome anytime." As for Emily, we'll see. They'd heard the full story by then, pieced together from Sarah and mutuals. They saw Emily's side as toxic, her affair as the real betrayal. "You've been more of a son than we expected," her dad told me on the phone. Emily was invited too, but with a warning, "Don't make it weird or stay home." She showed up anyway, looking gaunt, forced smile plastered on. The house smelled like turkey and pie, table set for 8, Parents, Sarah, me, and aunt, a couple cousins. Emily arrived late, eyes darting to Sarah and me sitting close. Dinner started civil, small talk about work, weather, but tension simmered. Midway through, Emily pulled me aside to the kitchen under pretense of helping with dishes. "Okay, this has to stop," she whispered urgently. "Seeing you here with my family? It's torture. I admit it. I was cruel, manipulative. Jake was a user. He left me with nothing. No job, no savings. But you're thriving. I want that back. Please, end it with Sarah. We can rebuild. I'll change." Her pleas were desperate, voice cracking, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, no pull. She'd become irrelevant, a chapter closed. I leaned against the counter, calm as ever. "Emily, remember your words. It's not cheating if we're not exclusive. You were right, we weren't locked in. Turns out, that logic freed me too. I've built something real with Sarah. She sees me, values me. Your families welcome me because they see it. You're not part of my happiness anymore. That ship's sailed. But, family Thanksgiving. This was our thing." She protested, anger flickering. "You're replacing me in my own home? How is that fair? Fair? You discarded me first. This is my life now. Growth. Peace. You're just a lesson learned." She stared, deflated, then stormed back to the table. The rest of dinner was awkward. She picked at her food, shooting glares. When her mom asked about her job search, Emily snapped, "Why don't you ask your new favorite son?" The parents exchanged looks, and her dad said quietly, "Emily, we warned you. If you can't be civil, maybe head out." She left early, slamming the door. The aunt whispered, "About time someone stood up to her dramatics." We finished with pie, laughs, toasts to new beginnings. Sarah and I drove home hand in hand, her head on my shoulder. "You're amazing," she said. For the first time, I felt completely free, emotionally evolved, her irrelevance crystal clear. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.